Hi, this is Jordy. All right, I'll tell him. Hey guys, unfortunately today we are gonna have to spoil a little bit. I mean, you've already seen the title and the thumbnail, so sorry for that.
Boom! Spoiler alert.
Anyways, we're recreating an effect scene in the season 4 of Stranger Things, which are the bone cracking and leg breaking and everything effect, which is really cool. And you might think, Jordy, isn't that done with 3D animations and visual effects and everything? Well, maybe, yes, I don't know. Anyways, we are going to do it practical with camera techniques, with a little bit of touching inside Adobe After Effects, not too much. So it's actually quite simple to create your own bone cracking horror effect. So sit back, enjoy, and let's put on some 80s music.
To start, I want to show you how you can float, but floating inside an empty studio is quite boring. So let's create an 80s inspired living room.
Now let's do this!
How to float? Well, in After Effects it's quite easy, but before we can float into After Effects, we first need our shots. And of course, the first one is going to be an empty shot of our environment where we want to do the floating. Now, to make it more interesting, we also added a camera movement in our empty shot. But when doing that, keep in mind that you need a lot of tracking possibilities like furniture, some posters on the wall. Just make it After Effects more easy.
Thanks, buddy.
Then for the second shot, where we're gonna lower the camera shooting from a low angle. And for the second shot, we're gonna work in two phases. One phase for the upper body and one phase for the lower body. And we're gonna start with the upper body. Place your talent in the shot and let them stand on a small box or so. This way it will look like they're lifted from the ground and then they can just act like they're floating. And once we have that, we can go to phase 2. However, do not touch your camera. It's super important that you leave it recording.
Don't touch it.
Okay, for phase 2 now we need 2 chairs on each side of our talent. Then the only thing your talent needs to do is act like he is floating. And that's it. We have all our shots. Now let's float into After Effects. Here we just placed our empty shot into in composition, and the first thing we'll be doing is tracking the camera movement. So with the shot selected, we went to the tracker panel and picked track camera. This will start analyzing our shot. Now, because we had the feeling that our tracking is going to need some extra help, we enabled the detailed analysis option. And now just let After Effects do their thing. Once done, we of course are going to look through our tracking points to look for a good spot where our target lies quite flat on the floor. After we found the spot, we right click and choose ground plane and origin. This will do exactly what the name says. Then right click again and create a solid and camera. Now the solid we don't really need. It's just an indication to see if our tracking succeeded. And if yes, just delete the solid. We have our tracking, now let's add floating Jordy. And for this we're going to need 2 clips. Jordy standing and him pushing himself up in the air on 2 chairs. These 2 clips will be combining to one floating Jordy. And the first step is going to be separating Jordy's torso and legs. In the clip where Jordy is standing, we'll rotoscope his upper body. And yes, we have a green screen in our shot, but we will use the green screen during the rotoscope to get a better result. Then in the chair clip, we'll again rotoscope Jordy's legs. Now in the beginning of this leg clip, we're gonna freeze frame it, making the clip stand completely still. This will make the linking of the 2 clips much easier. When done, we can motion track the torso of Jordy and use the tracking data to link the 2 clips together. Now pre-comp them, and with the puppet pin tools, we brought back a little bit of motion in Jordy's legs. Then we just have to make the new pre-comp layer 3D and place it in the right spot in our scene. And boom! Jordy is floating.
What's going on, dude? That's not cool!
Hey you! I see that you don't have a Storyblocks subscription yet. Do you want to miss out on the most amazing deal for filmmakers? I don't think so.
Was that Jordy actually in Stranger Things? Or just the best Storyblocks ad ever? Well, Storyblocks, the sponsor of today's video, is still as great as ever. In their ever-growing library with more than 1 million royalty-free, high-quality stock assets, you can find numerous assets perfect to recreate your own upside down. Like for example, lens flares, dust particles, and so on. Now besides that, you can find all assets in HD to 4K resolution, super cool After Effects templates like the Stranger Things intro, epic music and sound effects to really teleport yourself to the town of talkings. Like we already said, Storyblocks is a filmmaker's best friend and will help you create more and better videos. They really help us to tell our story in the best possible way and bring it to life. Just look at all the Stranger Things VFX we made with the help of Storyblocks, from the black veins effect to creating the upside down world. With Storyblocks, everything is possible. And to top that off, you can download as much assets as you want from the library with the unlimited all access plan. But don't worry, they have multiple plans to fit everyone's needs.
I put a link in the description below, Mrs. Wheeler.
Thank you.
Just like Jordy said, we'll leave a link in the description below for more information about Storyblocks. Or you can go straight to storyblocks.com/Cinecom.
Iemand moet mijn veters binden. Met zijn hand.
En die tas.
Yo, wat? Nou kader, ik doe wel weg dit.
F*** it. I'm out.
Mag die zeggen?
Next up is the finger breaking effect. Shooting this is actually quite easy. Our first shot is of a hand acting like it's being broken. Shake it a bit around and open the hand up upon breaking. Our second and final shot is an empty shot. In After Effects, make sure you have both shots in your timeline. Now, let's create a duplicate of the hand layer and look for the point where the hand is open after the breaking. Once found, right click on that layer, go to time and choose freeze frame. Go back to the point where you want to start the breaking animation and let's shorten the clip up until the playhead since we won't need that. Then grab the mask tool and start masking out the hand. Once done, pre-comp this and duplicate this clip as many times as you want to break a finger. So in our case, 5 duplicates for each finger on your hand. And of course, rename them to keep it organized. For this tutorial, we'll focus on the index finger. But keep in mind all the steps we are now going to do you need to repeat for each finger. So let's hide the other layers real quick. Select the puppet pin tool and make sure your playhead is at the same frame where we took our freeze frame. Let's add some points on the finger where we want to break the finger and some at the base of the finger to keep it shaped so that the blending will be easier. And now move the points around so the finger looks broken. Then go back to the beginning of the clip and here try to match the finger to the same position as the original finger. Let's also turn on the motion blur for this layer. Now on this layer we can mask out the index finger. But before we do this we need to pre-comp this layer again. Otherwise the mask won't cut out the right piece because of the puppet pin effect. Once masked out, don't forget to increase the feather a bit. Next up, make sure you're in the beginning of the clip and put a keyframe for the position and rotation. Now just start keyframing so that the finger matches up with the movement of the original hand. And as you can see, our mask will need some adjustments, so keyframe that too. And after that, turn on the motion blur once again. As you can see, our original finger is still visible, so let's select our hand shot and mask away the finger behind our broken finger. Of course, animate it so the mask starts when our broken finger is visible and keep it masked away for the duration of the shot. The final step is to shorten our index finger layer with 1 frame so that the transition between fingers happens in the motion blur. And that's all there is to do. Like I said before, just repeat this step for all the fingers and you have yourself some painful breaking fingers.
We have another effect for you guys, the breaking of Jordy's legs. And this is a combination of practical and visual effects. The first thing that we are going to need is a shot of the talon's legs. Also, we pasted some tracking markers on the shins so we can track the movement of the original legs inside After Effects. Now let the camera roll and take an empty shot. Once we have that, our talon needs to take off their pants. And no, this isn't going to get weird. They need to put their arms through the pants so they can function as legs.
Oh, that's weird.
And with the bigger range of motion of an arm, we can now recreate a twisting breaking movement. So place the camera on a tripod, shoot towards the talent, let the talent stand in front of a green screen, and of course they need to let their fake legs dangle loose. We achieve this by letting Jordy stand on a ladder and bend over it, giving him the room to dangle and act. Of course, we need to do this 2 times, one for the left leg and 1 time for the right. Oh yeah, super important, shoot this all in the same exact location, so the light matches with every shot. Now for the post-production, which is actually quite easy, but just a lot of tedious tinkering. First thing is the tracking of the markers on the legs. We did a simple motion track and transferred the data to separate null objects. Then we removed everything under the original knees with an animated mask revealing our empty shot beneath it. Next up, we singled out our fake legs and of course stabilized them. The top part of the leg needs to remain on the same exact position it starts, and for this we used every trick in the book. We used the stabilize function in the tracker panel, combined it with warp stabilizer, and eventually we had to manually readjust the position for a couple of frames. So the moral of this story is, when shooting, make sure the top part of your talon's fake leg is super still. This will make your life so much easier. But hey, we eventually have stabilized legs in separate precomps. And these precomps we will now link to the correct null objects, which are holding the tracking data. Then it's just a matter of masking and matching everything together, and that's it. Now one very last tip we can give you all, and you can use it with every effect you saw today, and that is hard cuts. You can break bones much harder with a simple hard cut. Just remove 2 or 3 frames right in the middle of a breaking movement, and this will make it faster and harder to watch. Of course, add some cool and appropriate sound effects and you are done.
What the hell is going... Dude.
Hey. Dude. What's going on, dude? What's going on, dude? That's not cool. Dude! That's gnarly, dude. I'm out.
Wow, that hurt. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you, Storyblocks, for the support. I hope you enjoyed the video, learned something new, and as always, stay creative. Now, check out the video here on my left for more, and goodbye.